Hi guys! My god, how amazing was episode 35? I mean, we got so much Janym, so much romance, so much cuddling, so many kisses. Oh my god. And I've said it in my last review that we will get a lot of Janym in this episode, and we got a lot of Janym in this episode. Oh, my Janym heart was pounding. I was like so excited. Oh my god. Well, I was very excited for all those Janym moments. I got so annoyed by the live stream. I don't think I was the only one having problems. I was getting so frustrated with it. As soon as I thought that the live stream would finally work and I would relax, it wouldn't work. I was so frustrated. My theory is because the ratings are very important for their decision if Erkenci will get a new season or not. I think Star TV is sabotaging Erkenci. Otherwise, I can't explain this stupid live stream not working. At first, I thought it was a problem with my internet, but then I saw on Twitter that a lot of people had the same problem, and I was like, why are you doing that? But anyways, let's not spoil the amazing Janym feelings we got. So I will start talking about the smaller storylines and then go to the amazing Janym moments. Oh my god. So first there's the Ayhan and Jeju storyline, where Ayhan is getting frustrated that Jeju still hasn't asked for her hand, and she's complaining about it to Mefkebe. So the Aydins are kind of her parents' substitute, and I thought it was very adorable how protective they are of Ayhan, and then they're looking for a man or somebody who knows the traditions and would go to JJ and tell him all those things he needs to do, and they all look at Muzo. It was so hilarious. And then Muzo goes to the company like a mafia boss and gets very angry with JJ and tells him what he needs to do, all the traditions, blah blah, and JJ is getting lightheaded. And the funniest thing was when Muzo was like, don't fall on me, fall on the table, don't fall on me. It was so funny. I loved every second of this episode. And then after his talk with Muzo, he's just all over the place, screaming at everyone. Nobody knows what's going on, and he says that he does want to marry Ayhan, but not now. He's so much under pressure, especially because of his grandmother, and he blames her for sending that package, for giving Ayhan that idea that he would marry her now. I felt so bad for him. And Janym also told him that he should go to Ayhan, tell her the truth. And while Janym was talking to JJ, Jan was playing with her hair. It was so funny and cute at the same time. Then we got some special moments between Muzo and Güliz. I don't know what's happening with Güliz, because last episode she was kind of so now when she looked at him, we got those wind chimes. So I don't know, is she falling for Muzo now because she sees the real him, kind of? I don't know, but she was very happy whenever she saw him. So yeah, now that Jan's agency is working for an animal shelter, I believe, and Janym sent Güliz and JJ to her neighborhood because she knows people would help a lot and donate things for the animal shelters. They go to Mefkebe, and then Güliz slips and tells Mefkebe, well, Janym told us this morning that you would help, but Mefkebe still thinks that Janym is in Izmir. So that was really funny to see how they would get out of this situation. Güliz and JJ both saying things and regretting it. It was so funny. Anyways, Mefkebe tells Muzo that because he's her assistant, he should help JJ and Güliz, because she saw that Muzo likes Güliz and Güliz likes Muzo, so she's kind of matchmaking. It was very funny. What I loved most about this episode, apart from Janym of course, was the message that Erkenci sent. Take care of the elders, spend time with them, and also to take care of animals, visit animal shelters, donate things. I don't know, it was a very nice message. So we get Jan and Janym being at the animal shelter talking to the owner or whatever, about the pets, about how they can help and everything. And then on the other side we get Gülistaran and JJ going to a nursery home, spending time with all the people, seeing how happy they are when they get some visitors, when they get little presents. It was just so adorable. So I really like that they show this problem and just tell you what you could do. My favorite scene has to be, hands down, JJ jumping on John. I mean, how funny was that when he was all sad that he lost a friend, kind of that his friend went away, and Gülis comes asking him why is he like that, and then he tells her everything and she's like, oh, you're so cute, talking about Sanem, but she's not far away or something like that. And then JJ is like, it's not Sanem. I laughed so much. And then John comes and says, good morning everyone, or something like that. And then JJ says, his voice. It was so hilarious. And then he jumps on John. The fact that they showed the feet dangling off the floor, so hilarious. Oh my god. And then JJ trying to have a handshake with John. It was so amazing. And then Pauline came because she needs to talk to John about the book, blah blah blah. I felt JJ, like I would have been the same. His angry look and then trying to get Pauline back, so amazing. I mean, JJ was at his peak once again. And then we got some progress in this whole Osman, Layla, Emre triangle. I have to say I felt quite bad for Osman at the beginning of the episode when he comes to Layla and is like, well, I wanted to look at a wedding location and maybe you want to go as well. And she's always pushing him away, saying no, I don't have time, just evading this whole wedding question and topic in general. The moment I felt bad for him was when he turned around, looked after Layla, and he had a rose behind his back. I thought, oh my god, Osman, why are you doing that? But anyways, I thought it was a very mature thing to do for them to break up. Both of them admitted they were both at fault, like they both made mistakes, pressured each other, or more like Osman pressured Layla too much. He finally saw that, and for Layla to admit that she rushed way too quickly into this whole wedding thing. It was nice to see how they coped with it, but at the same time, seeing Osman that sad, I was like, But then my Layla Emre heart started to grow because now Layla is single. So now, can anyone please call Emre and tell him that Layla is single and he can pick her up and take her home with him? I think it would take some more time for them to be together because now Melis is kind of between them. And I already said it in my previous review that we will get to see Melis again because of Mama David, and that's what happened. Mama David is like, well, I need an assistant. I mean, woman, why do you need an assistant? I still don't get it. But yeah, she's like, whenever you have time, please help Emre out because he needs some help, blah blah blah. And I'm like, woman, really? Anyways, she brought Melis back as her assistant, but she's basically working for Emre. Emre wants to show her a computer program or something that Layla was working with, and he calls Layla in or tells her if she could show Melis how to work with it. But Layla is like, well, it's very easy, so kind of making Melis stupid for not understanding the program. And then Emre is like, well, she's very smart, she will understand it very quickly. But then Layla is like, well, I'm going to visit Osman on set, so I don't have time for that. And Emre looks after her. That's one thing that I've noticed, that whenever Layla was walking away, Emre kept looking after her, even when Melis was talking to him, kind of showing him what she learned from Layla. Now my question is, what will Layla say now? Because whenever she walked away from Emre because she got jealous, she got angry with him, she always said she will go to her fiance, she will meet up with Osman. She always brought up Osman, but now that she's single, what will she say? I don't know. I hope she will fight for Emre now. I don't know, it's really interesting to see it. the moment I've seen that there's going to be war between Layla and Melis was when Layla was explaining to her how this program works, and Melis was just looking at Emre and then asking Layla if he has a girlfriend, and I was like, ooh, girl, you're messing with the wrong person here. So there's a new triangle. So now Melis kind of replaced Osman in this whole Emre, Osman, Layla triangle. So now we have Emre, Layla, Melis. So I'm really excited to see how that will play out. So now to the amazing Janym storyline. So the episode starts with Sanem being in John's arms. They're kissing. She kisses him some more. And then he asks her, why didn't you go? And she tells him everything. But then she's like, well, my mother thinks I'm in Izmir, so I can't go home. And I think that's just what Can wanted, to spend the night with Sanem. Mevkibe called Sanem because Sanem didn't call Mevkibe when she arrived in Izmir. And just like a mother, she gets worried, so she calls Sanem. And it was so funny because Sanem comes up with all those lies, how amazing and beautiful Izmir is, and oh my god, it's like a paradise. And Can keeps feeding her and giving her hot chocolate, but then when he walks backwards, he walks into a metal basket, what do you call it, brain fart at the moment. Like I don't know how to say it in English, but just that metal thing. Mevkibe hears it and gets all worried, what happened with Sanem? And then Can is like, this and then this, and Sanem doesn't understand what he wants to say, and she just says what she thinks Can wanted to say, but he's so fed up with it. But then tells her that she should say there was an accident, and she says it, and Mevkibe is like, whoa, you're in an accident? And Sanem is like, no, not us, but the car in front of us. And it was so funny. Then we get this whole preview, and then the next day Can wakes up before Sanem. He's looking at her, kissing her while she's sleeping, all cute and adorable. He goes out to get breakfast. She wakes up, sees this note he left her on the table outside. So the note wasn't translated in the version that I've watched. So what I understood from the note is that he said, good morning my love, one blah blah blah. So he went somewhere, he told her that, and then he wrote, don't you dare running away, kind of. That's what I understood from that note. And then she says, oh, you're so sweet, and then he comes with the breakfast, and they have breakfast together. And it was so funny when she comes with all those theories, how Mevkibe would question him if she would appear and ask them what happened between them, did they spend the night together and stuff, and then he comes up with all those answers. What I forgot to say is that that night when Sanem went to Can, Hulen had a meeting. Polen was all over the place, so angry that Can didn't go, and then Yiğit calls Polen and tells her that he didn't go to Izmir because Sanem changed her mind and she didn't go. And Polen is close to quitting this whole stupid game they're playing, but Mama David is like, no, don't go, don't leave Can, I won't give Can to this girl, I want you to be his bride, and just stupid stuff like that. And Mama David kind of wants to bring Yiğit into their club, so they're now the three musketeers of evilness, even though one of them is like half in, half out. Anyways, the next day Polen goes to Yiğit all angry, and why didn't you go to Izmir? Why didn't you take Sanem with you? You should keep her here because now that Can and Sanem are back together, he won't allow her to work with you anymore, blah blah blah. And he's like, well, I don't think she will give up on her dream or something like that, but she keeps pushing and pumping all her evilness into him, and he's considering this contract to keep her there. And what I liked was when Polen was like, why didn't you go just because Sanem didn't go? And he's like, well, look at yourself before you're talking. What I saw in that moment was that Yiğit doesn't want to let Sanem go on a professional level, kind of, because he believes in her dream, in her book. So I really like that. But that kind of changed later in the episode when he came with this whole contract thing, and she didn't really read the contract, and I was like, girl, read the whole contract, because we got some bad experiences with you signing stuff and then regretting it. So at first I was like, okay, it's just about the book, how much she will get paid, blah blah blah. And then he says there's no exact time when the book should be finished. So is that a hint that the Erkenci team doesn't know when the series will end, or was it just like some information that wasn't that important? I don't know. Anyways, after Yeet signed the document, he leans back, she's looking through some papers, and then you hear his thoughts where he's like, you want to play, let's play John Divid. And I was like, oh my god, please Yeet, don't be like your sister. So now I think he's like 3/4 evil, because he still has those light moments, those nice moments, like the time when Mefkebe went to John's office because she wanted to check if Sanem is here, and Polen, Yeet, John and Sanem are in John's office because actually Sanem and John wanted to have lunch together, and Sanem ordered pizza, and Yeet sees Sanem with pizza and is like, oh, you ordered pizza, how nice, I wanted to order as well. And he thinks that the pizza is for him, but she says, well, it's actually for John, but you can join us if you want to. And then he's like, no, I will order later, but the delivery guy says that the pizza will take a long time. Anyways, she goes up to John's, and Polen is there as well with her lunch, just salads, and Yeet comes as well. John and Sanem are just staring at them because they actually wanted to eat together, but now Polen and Yeet are eating their food. It was so funny. And then Mefkebe comes and is questioning Sanem about her stay in Izmir, and then John says something. She's like, what, how do you know that it was nice in Izmir or comfortable or something? And then he's like, well, I think so, blah blah blah. Is kind of trying to get out of this problem. Then Sanem says, well, Yeet was there as well, he knows how comfortable it was. And I really like that Yeet was kind of playing along, so it was really funny. And then when Mefkebe is like, well, what is that, food really? This is no food. And Polen is like, we have some healthy food as well. And then Mefkebe being like, no wonder you're like a stick, I mean, look at what you're eating. And then Polen wants to go out, and Mefkebe's looks, I mean, her facial expressions were hilarious. And then she brought something to eat but wants to talk to Sanem, gets her out of the office, and she's like, well, who's your boss now, John? But then she says, no, now it's Yeet. And then Mefkebe says, well, I don't like this guy, John doesn't like him either. And then asks if they made up, and John comes, says, yes, we made up. It was so nice, this whole back and forth. And after John said that they're back together, she's like, okay, I'm happy now, I can leave now, and is all happy and just walks away. It was so funny. Another funny scene in my opinion was when Janym was driving back to the agency from the cottage, and John was like, do you know what I missed the most? And she's like, what did you miss? And he starts describing the scent, blah blah blah, those curves, and she actually thinks that he's describing her, and he's like, oh my god, stop it, John. And then he's like, I really miss chai in a Turkish glass. It was so funny. But then they talked about her quitting her job. She doesn't want to quit her new job, and in my opinion John was very selfish in that moment, always saying what he wants, not really listening to what she wants to do with her career. So this is more like the caveman John. But I really like that Sanem was standing strong, saying, no, I don't want to quit, and Mama David actually enforces her decision of not quitting the job she has in Yeet's agency. And when John finds out that she doesn't want to quit, it's the moment when they are talking about the cookbook. It's only Polen, Sanem and John in his office, and then Yeet comes as well, and John doesn't know what to say anymore. Are you not going to quit? I mean, you like working in my agency, why do you want to work with Yeet? So this whole jealous John thing happened, and I really liked it. When Yeet came, Sanem was looking at the laptop and Yeet was kind of standing behind her, leaning down, and John's look, it was so funny. And then he took Sanem kind of out of there, and then they were talking about this whole animal shelter thing because Daran came with the information, and Pauline and Yeet are like, well, we want to help, blah blah blah. So basically those two agencies are working together once again, and John is like, okay, let's go to the meeting room, but Janym stays behind. John is questioning Sanem about this whole contract thing with Yeet and about her not quitting, and I really liked that Sanem was standing strong, following her career, her dreams, and I really liked when she said that she wants to follow her dream, she wants to release her book, but with John by her side. Really like that strong independent moment she had. And we got so many kisses in this episode, oh my god. So many kisses initiated by Sanem as well. It was just Janym overload, and I loved it so much. And I think it's the next day when Janym is going to the animal shelter and John sends Yi the wrong address. It was really funny, and I loved John's hairstyle so much. Oh my god, I don't know what it is, but I love it whenever he has a couple of strands hanging down. Oh my god, whenever I see him like that, I'm like, oh my god, half dead because of that handsome human being I see. And those strands, I don't know what they're doing, but I think they have a magical power in them, but they're doing something to my heart, and I just love it whenever he has those couple of strands hanging down. I sound kind of creepy at the moment, don't I? Anyways, that evening we get the Divids talking. Mama Divid being like, well, I'm so happy that you and Sanem are back together, and let's invite her whole family for dinner, blah blah blah. And John is very excited in that moment, and I think he's blinded by the thought of his mother finally accepting Sanem and her family and his relationship with Sanem. But Emre is kind of skeptical of this whole thing, so yeah. Then we get John calling Sanem and telling her about this whole plan Mama Divid has. She asks Mevkebe, she says, okay, we will go. And then he's like, well, I love you so much, and Sanem can't answer him. So she's always saying, well, likewise. And then he keeps going and going, I will kiss you, or so many kisses, and good night, my love. It was so funny. And then the most important scene, in my opinion, of this episode was this whole dinner scene. We get the Aydins coming without Layla because Layla doesn't want to be in the same room with Emre. Anyway, so we get Sanem, Mevkebe and Nihat going to the restaurant, and they're all very amazed by this whole new world, you could say. And it was an adorable moment, kind of, when Nihat and Mevkebe are kind of leaning into each other, them having a conversation about the prices, and then them not knowing how to eat the lobster. It was just so adorable and kind of funny, but they handled the situation very well. And Emre, Sanem and Can were kind of trying to ease the moment, especially whenever Mama Divid says something with the double meaning and kind of degrading Nihat and Mevkebe. Then there's this huge fight between Mama Divid and Mevkebe. What I really loved was Nihat, because he always seems to know what to say when. We've got some amazing speeches from Nihat in the past, and now we got another one when he said that they are very happy with just some simple things, a slice of bread and some onions, and that they aren't humiliated by the fact that they don't know anything about lobsters and all those fancy things. More so, Mama Divid should be humiliated by the fact that she wanted to humiliate them by bringing them into this restaurant. A heartbreaking moment for me was when Nihat put the money on the table and then they leave, and you could really see regret in Can's eyes, and you could really see that Emre and Can don't agree with what Mama Divid did. And then Mevkebe is all angry on her way home. Even at home, she's like, this woman won't ever get into my house as long as I shall live. This is kind of a sign for me that there is a new obstacle between Can and Sanem being together. So first we got her lies. After that, we got the family contract, and now we got the mothers. So we also get to see the Divids. Mama Divid being all like, oh my god, she humiliated me. Like, how could you do that? John gets very angry. You could really hear it in that music change. Even Emre was like, you're really exaggerating right now. And John is like, well, I was so blinded by your action. And he basically blames her for everything. And she's like, you're blaming me? Oh my god, I'm going to pass out. I was like, well, then pass out, woman, because you are the reason why those things happened. Anyways, he's blaming her, and he tells her that Mevkibe, Nihat and Sanem are really important to him, and that she should finally understand that. I don't remember his whole speech, but it was amazing. Anyways, when John walks out, even Emre is like, and I really like that because he's fully supporting John, and I love that. And then we get Janym meeting at the problem stones. I mean, they always meet there whenever they have problems or something going on. So John is apologizing to Sanem for everything, what his mother said, and then he's like, well, we will find a way to be together, kind of. And Sanem then says, well, I know a way, let's get married. And I was like, oh my god, did we get a proposal from Sanem? And that's the end. And now to Alex's predictions for episode 36. So in the preview we get John kind of playing with Sanem, not talking with her. Then he gets all angry with her, saying, well, he's sick of her hiding things, always being on the phone, blah blah blah. He will go to the cottage until tomorrow. And she's like, why until tomorrow? Tonight is your birthday. And then he's like, well, I don't care about birthdays. And she's all speechless. And then he's like, did you actually plan something for my birthday behind my back? And then she's all shocked that he found out about it. So next episode we will get John's birthday party in his house with Mama Divid's permission. I think there's going to happen something, I'm sure of it. Maybe it will be kind of at the end of the episode. Like, this party has drama potential. And then this morning, as of me filming it now, we got a new trailer. So first we get to see Sanem telling Layla that Janym decided on having a wedding, and she's all excited, and I think her reaction represents the Erkenci fandom, kind of. Then we get to see Mama Divid looking quite simple, being in Sanem's neighborhood. I don't know if this is a dream, if Mevkibe is dreaming, if Mama Divid is having a nightmare. I don't know how to interpret that scene, but I'm really interested to see what is up with that. And then we get to see that there are two cardboard cutouts of John and Pauline. Sanem is just taking John's to her office, kind of. Yeah, I think it's going to be quite funny. And then there's this book launch, I would say, where John is telling everyone that Sanem is his girlfriend. And yeah, that's all we got in this trailer. I think I said everything about the episode and about the things that are going to happen. I don't know what else to say, but I still do hope that you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. It will really mean a lot to me. Comment down below what your thoughts are on episode 35. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already to see more Erkenci reviews or videos that I do in general. Click that bell to be notified whenever I post something, and I will see you next time. Bye!